we use the resources that are available to us. Sometimes we'll look in the City of Houston's database and see where permits are being submitted. Then you know that there's growth in their area and there's gonna be the future development. You might wanna buy land in that area. Don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Hello everyone, this is Andre Barad with the Yes to Real Estate podcast show on the CC Network. Super excited to be here today. We have a special, amazing guest with Chris Ford. Before we get started, give a couple of shout outs. My lovely wife, the first half, the best half, as people would say, Joanne Barad of Yes to Real Estate. She's our interior, exterior designer and our stager. Staging is very important when it comes to new construction. So big shout out to you, Joe, for what you do for the business. I really appreciate you. Also, the team, the marketing team, Boss and Jenny, and Michael, they oversee the YouTube, Facebook. So anytime you see a post, I know you see a lot of my posts, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. So anytime you see a post or anything like that, that's Boss and Jenny putting it out there and sharing with the millions of people what Yes to Real Estate is doing. We got Michael with the analytics. It's very crucial to understand what the people want, right? What are getting views. And for example, he might want me to talk more about new construction and more about flips and things like that. And then it's crucial to understand your analytics when it comes to marketing. And then we have Diamond. She's our transaction coordinator, transitioning to our GC. That's right, a woman GC doing great things when it comes to new construction. So shout out to you, Diamond. Thank you for everything you do for Yes to Real Estate. And then we have Ashley. She's one half of Russ Green Properties, and she's one half of Yes to Real Estate. We do a lot of flips and new construction together. So Ashley, thank you for understanding how crucial it is to have a partner in real estate. Last but not least, my lovely kids, Chase Barad, Skylar Barad. It's crucial to understand what your kids are good at. Chase, he just like dad, right? He's up in your face and he gonna say yes to real estate. My daughter Skylar, she's more reserved. She'll say yes to real estate behind closed doors, right? But each of them has a place in the business to elevate it and to allow it to grow. So thank you, Chase and Skylar, for what you guys do for the business. So today we are talking with the one and only Chris Ford with CSF Construction. Chris, welcome to Yes to Real Estate Podcast.
I just want to thank Andre for the opportunity to be here. It's a pleasure.
Yes. So Chris, for the millions of people who's watching, can you tell the people a little bit about yourself and then also tell them how we met?
Sure. A little bit about myself. I graduated from Prairie View A&M University with my degree. Yeah, PV, you know.
Yeah.
I graduated with my degree in construction science, and I always wanted to go into the construction industry.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be on the management side of things because I felt like the management side of things is where you make the most money. So I went into the management side of construction. But I always wanted to be a developer. So, I kind of worked my way up the corporate level. I worked out at Johnson Space Center for 2.5 years as a project engineer. I moved on to the private side of things, and I worked for a contractor as a general manager and an estimator. And then I moved on to another company where I'm a partner. I do estimating, I do management. We have various contracts with Harris County and the City of Houston, a lot of infrastructure projects, and I always wanted to be on the development side.
Yeah.
So once I got financially there, me and Garland, we put a plan together, and we shout out to Garland, of course, Andre, and I think we make a pretty good team. I mean, he handles the design side, and I handle the construction side. And it works together. It goes together. So I thank God for placing Garland in my life. I talked to Andre about this a few moments ago. I got a mantra that I live by, and that's do what you do best and delegate the rest. I mean, there's just some people who are better at things than you are, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, you just have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share the same goals. And if you do that, then you can be successful in the real estate industry.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that journey. You know, Chris, a lot of people ask how you came about the success that you guys have had in a short period of time, right? Anytime people are successful, it's like it's out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then people ask also, well, Andre, how did you get Garland and Chris as your clients? And I tell people this a lot. I said, man, you have to do everything 100%. You have to give your all because you never know who's watching, right? So for the millions of people watching, can you tell them how we met and how did you guys make the decision to work with Yes Sir Real Estate as your agent of choice?
Just meeting with, speaking with Garland, and Garland mentioned to me that he knew a real estate agent that, you know, he had built a relationship with and he had a good rapport. And, you know, he said, you know, it'd be good if, you know, we meet him, sit down and talk to him about the things that we want to do in the industry and see if he could help us out. And I always tell people that Andre is a people person.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, if you're a real estate agent in the industry, you got to be a people person. I mean, that's just on any job. You know, when you have a good rapport with people, it bodes well for you. So, I mean, meeting Andre, he's always been a great person. He's always been for people first, you know. He looks out he's like a fiduciary. You know, if you talk about the investing, you know, and you talk about fiduciaries, they look out for the best interests of their clients. And that's what I think Andre does on the real estate side of things. He looks at the best interest, looks out for the best interests of his clients. And I think that bodes well for him. As he builds a good rapport with me and Garland, we're going to continue to work with him because not only is he selling our properties for max price, sometimes he sells them above list price. And that goes a long way.
No, that's a great point, Chris. And thank you for that. And I didn't pay Chris for him to say that either. So it's crucial to understand that when I started off in this business, my first 2 years in the game, nobody wanted to work with me. I was new, but I knew I had something special and I knew I had a heart for the people. And I knew I really care about my clients, right? And I just knew that if someone was to give me a chance, I could continue to market it, that other people would see it, such as Garland did, right? And then we have what we have now. I mean, I help you guys sell 2 duplexes. And then you're building another 4 homes on Beale Street. But we'll talk about that later. So, but it says a lot. And Chris, I appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys as well. So Chris, you brought up Garland, your partner. How crucial is partnership in this business?
I think partnership is essential. Because like I said, I mean, if you have somebody who's better at something than you are on the design side, you know, he can look at a project and he can see what the best use for that development is. I'm not a designer. When he's designing those plans, he designs them in a way that is suitable for the market that we're building in.
That's a good point.
That's not my job. But having him on the team, that adds value to me. So just having people that add value to you, Andre adds value to us. That's what partnership is about.
And you know the crazy thing about it, Chris, is that I'm you guys' agent, realtist, but also I'm a developer as well. And some might say, well, hey, is Andre your competition, or are you afraid of Andre not worry about selling your product and I'm just worried about selling my product? What do you say to those people who have the crab in the bucket mentality like that?
People who have that crab in the bucket mentality, I would say, I mean, you got to change the way you think. You know, we're better together than we are apart. You can do a lot more with people than you can by yourself. So that's why I don't mind building relationships with somebody like Andre who's developing and we're developing. You know, there's enough meat on the table for everybody to eat off the plate. I mean, in the Houston market, I mean, there's vacant land just about everywhere. People are developing all throughout the city. So him developing in the same area that I'm developing doesn't cause me any concern. I mean, I want to see him success just to succeed just as much as I want to succeed. And
you know, I tell people, I'm like, look, at the end of the day, I want everybody I work for to win. I'm not going to, and also, we don't build in the same area really either way. You know, we might be in Fifth Ward, but in different parts of Fifth Ward. The product I'm building is not the same product you're building, right? So it's a different number, different demographics and everything. But also I tell people, it's a plus for Garland and Chris because now I'm coming in with experience as a developer to where I might see something they didn't see, right? Or catch something they didn't see, or explain something to a potential buyer that most agents won't. It's a benefit for my clients that I am doing this.
Exactly. That actually it's beneficial to him.
Yeah.
To be a developer and a real estate agent.
Yeah.
He's gonna understand the intricacies of construction more than the average real estate agent.
Yeah.
You know, he can walk the property and see things that the naked eye won't see.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to have somebody like Andre on your team.
Yeah. So Chris, how did you get started, right? So you are the owner of CSF Construction. Like, how did that get started?
Man, it took a lot of hard work and dedication, man, because since our inception, we've had some trials and tribulations, you know. I'm a man of faith, you know, so, you know, sometimes you're going to go through trials, sometimes you're going to go through tribulations, but, you know, you got to get back up and dust yourself off and move forward. We had a lot of people in the beginning that didn't want to help us. They told us that, hey, you know, you don't have any skin in the game. So when you don't have any skin in the game, people don't want to share that knowledge with you. They don't want to help you become successful. And that's what I like about Andre.
Yeah.
You know, Andre, he's one of those type of people, when he meets you, he's genuine.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to pour into you.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to get started in the construction industry and the real estate industry. I wanted to build generational wealth for my family.
Yeah.
I wanted to build passive income.
Yeah.
And that all started with, you know, just saving.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to save. You got to be able to have that slush fund off to the side.
Yes.
And, you know, I started in construction. I saved as much as possible.
Yeah.
Me and Garland found our first flip in near Northside at 108 of Munson. And, you know, the rest is history. We sold that property owner finance and refinanced at 20 years, and I sold it at 30 years.
Wow.
So at year 21, for 10 years, you'll make all of that passive income.
Yeah.
So it's just structuring deals and understanding ways to structure these deals that best benefit you in the long run.
Wow.
We also had another remodel in that area on the same street, 128 of Munson. Beautiful property. End up selling that for $350,000. I mean, that was the highest sold property at that time.
Wow.
So
you guys broke records.
Yeah, we broke records.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it took understanding what it takes to get to that point.
Yeah.
There's preparation. You got to know your numbers. You got to understand the market, and all that goes back to partnership. That goes back to partnership.
That's crucial. So you got started with your business, but you know what's great about you, Chris, is that you still have your W-2. Or most people say your 9-to-5. And I think that's important to continue to keep as you build your business. So why did you, Chris, decide to keep your job and then continue to pursue your entrepreneurship venue and do both at the same time?
Well, it's hard to leave my job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a partner in the company.
That's a good
right.
reason.
And we do a lot of work with the city of Houston and Harris County. I mean, we do $40 million a year annually.
Yeah.
So having that W-2 job, it helps me on the development side. You know, that's where I get that cash to reinvest into various other communities.
I love that.
Hi, I'm Stephen Thompson. And when I'm not DJing and giving people the vibes, I'm cultivating a community at Community Cultivation Network. We'd love to see you we'd love to have you. We'd love for you to view our podcast. Not only are we the best, we're the best. And if you don't believe us, that's too bad. We love you. From here and everywhere else.
Now let's get back to cultivating community. Yes. I think that is so crucial that most people think once you become an entrepreneur, you have to leave your job. You know, I didn't leave my job until August of last year. So you're talking about for 2-3 years, I would go to work, clock out, do real estate, like consistently for a long period of time. Would you recommend people to continue to keep their W-2 and grow their business to a certain level before they resign?
I mean, if I were advising them, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to get to a point where you have the financial stability to float yourself. So if you're not in a position to just be an entrepreneur, then keep your 9 to 5 until you put yourself in a position where you can.
Oh, I love that. So CSF Construction is one of the major players in Houston, right? And you guys have done some great projects throughout Houston. How do you pick your areas, Chris, on where you're going to do your next development?
I mean, we use the resources that are available to us. Sometimes we'll look in the city of Houston's database and see where permits are being submitted for new builds. And, you know, if there's a huge pocket of permits being submitted, then you know that there's growth in their area and there's going to be the future development. You might want to buy land in that area. I mean, if people had looked in Fifth Ward and, you know, one of our professors at Prairie View A&M University, he bought up maybe 100 lots over there.
Was that par?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bought up 100 lots back when they were probably going for $5,000 or $10,000 a pop. Now they're going for $100,000 a pop.
Wow.
You know, if you can do your research and use those resources that are available to you, you can put yourself in a better position to succeed. Also, we just analyze the market. We look at the comps. We see what comps are available to us. You know, we see what prices are in different areas, and then we run our investment analysis, and then if we can make money in those areas, then we decide to build. And then when we go in those areas, we don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Oh, say that again.
Don't try to reinvent the wheel.
My Lord.
You got people who want to go in an area where there's townhomes of 1,600 square feet, and they want to go in there and build a 3,000 square foot mansion.
Yeah.
Well, now 3,000 square foot isn't a mansion, but it's all relative to the area.
Yeah.
If you got 1,200 square foot homes there and you want to go build the biggest house on the block, it's just not going to sell for what you think it's going to sell for. Those houses that are 1,200 square feet are going to depreciate the value of that 3,000 square foot asset. So these are all the things that you got to look at and you got to analyze when you're building in different markets.
Oh, that's a gem, Chris. You go to the market, you analyze the area. All right, you look at the permits, who getting ready to build. And I love it because most people think, oh, it's too many people over there. I'm not going to go over there. No, it's never enough, right? Because now when you go and build in an area, you're bringing up the comps, right? And then you're bringing in more tax dollars for that neighborhood, right?
Exactly. And
then you're bringing in more people who want to move into the neighborhood. Now everybody have a great area to live.
Exactly. And we never determine where we're going to build based off of how many people are building in the area. I could care less. All I'm looking for is a viable deal. If I can find land for a good price and I run my numbers, I don't care if it's 20 builders building in that area. I'm going to build.
Yeah.
As long as I can make a profit, that's what I'm looking for, a profit. And that's what you should look for.
That's good. It reminded me of when we started in Fifth Ward. We was the very first one to build a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,500 square feet. Here's the kicker, no garage. And all the experts said, no one is going to buy your product, Andre, because the area is not ready for it. But it's just something about when after you run your numbers, you do the research, and you realize that I got to go through with it. Now we sold our first one for $275, and our last one for $340. And guess what everybody else is doing now? Coming over there to build townhomes with no garages.
But you know what? Not building a townhome with the garage does? It adds living space.
Yeah.
It adds living space.
Yeah.
So that's why you can get it to comp out higher than any other product in the area because everybody else has a garage.
That's a good point. A garage is what, around 300 square feet, maybe?
Yeah.
So, man, awesome. So, Chris, what upcoming projects do you and your team have that you're about to start building?
Just to name a few, we have a Bill Street townhome development.
Okay.
There's some brownstones. I really like the design.
So when you say brownstone, can you elaborate a little bit on that? What?
It's just it's a brick facade. I mean, it wraps around the entire property. And if you look at homes in like New York City, it kind of adds that kind of element to.
No one is doing that.
Nobody's doing that. So I really like that design, and it's pretty unique. And I'll say it again, that goes back to partnership.
Yeah.
Garland's, he's the brains behind these designs. And I mean, it's what he's doing is really unique.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of designers or architects out there like Garland.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I refer all my clients, right? If they're ready to build and I'm like, hey, we need to get your design, your architectural part down.
In addition, sorry to interject, we have the DeSoto Street. That's a 16-unit townhouse development. It's right around the corner from Bill Street. It's about 5 minutes up the road.
What zip code is that?
77091 Acres Home.
Oh, that's a
man.
area.
That area is exploding. Andre, he helped us buy that property.
Well,
Yeah, he needs the peripheral pat on the back.
Pat on the back. I pat myself. Normally my wife does it, but I did it to myself.
And then in addition to that, we have, a pilot project that we're working with the city on in Fifth Ward. In the past, we weren't able to build fourplexes on 5,000 square foot lots, but this new initiative that the city's gonna bring to the forefront, it's gonna allow us to build these products that we can't build in the Houston market.
Elaborate on that, because I heard about that. Can you go into details on what's coming down the pipeline with the city with that?
Garland, he's dealing with the city on that, but from what I'm being told is in June they're gonna have a hearing, and the city wants to make it more walkable, and they want they right now you got to have two parking spaces per unit.
Yeah.
So what happens is 4 parking spaces. So what happens is we're not able to build fourplexes on a 5,000 square foot lot because we don't have the space.
Got it.
But what they're doing is they're reducing the parking requirement. And in doing so, reducing that parking requirement allows us to build more units.
Wow.
Building more units on a 5,000 square foot lot, I mean, that adds a lot of value for a builder.
So now with the current rules, with the amount of space on a 5,000, you probably going to put a duplex.
Duplex, yeah.
But with the new rules, you'll be able to put a fourplex on there.
Yes, but
that's a game changer.
Yeah, it's a game changer, but it depends.
Yeah.
That goes back to analyzing the market. You got to buy corner lots
in order to make a fourplex make sense
on the 5,000 square, because interior lots it won't work. Interior lots, it won't work. But corner lots, it'll work.
That's a good point.
And we just so happened to buy a lot that had a corner lot. It was a corner lot, and then it also had rear access in the rear easement. And the city has went ahead and approved the project for us. And this is going to be a pilot project. The best thing about that is even if the initiative doesn't get approved, we'll still have a fourplex.
And this is the lot in Fifth Ward?
In Fifth Ward, yeah. Off of Granger Street.
Granger Street. That is
we just bought that one.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Wow. So you have the Bill Street 4 townhomes. You have DeSoto 16.
16, yeah.
How big is the lot for the DeSoto?
It's a little over 1 acre.
1 acre. Can we talk about the numbers on that a little bit? Because I was the agent to help them purchase that lot with the great negotiation skills. But anyway, Chris, go ahead. Let's talk about the numbers a little bit on how much you guys purchased it for, and then someone coming right behind you guys wanted to buy from you for.
Yeah. So yeah, we purchased that property for right around $350,000 for 1 acre.
1 acre.
And at the time we thought it was a bang up deal.
Yeah.
We thought it was a great transaction. Just analyzing the area and looking at the development and the future growth in Acres Homes. We really thought it was a good buy, but something that confirmed that for us was immediately after we closed on the deal.
Yeah.
The buyer of the 2 acres next to us called us and said, "Hey, I'd like to buy the property from you guys. Mm-hmm. Will you sell it to me?" He offered us $100,000 above what we had just paid for it 20 days ago.
Yeah.
But you know what we told him?
What did you tell him?
No.
Yeah. Why?
Because we see the future value in the property.
My Lord.
A lot of people look at the short-term money and they think, oh, you know what? I can make $100,000. But not understanding that project can make 10x that.
Yeah.
Or 12x that. Or 20x that. It's all about taking risks. That's what development is about. It's about taking risk. Yeah. Analyzing your numbers and understanding the aversion for risk factor. If the pros outweigh the cons, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shoot for the stars. Yeah. And that's just how I've always been. Yeah, I've lost money. Yeah. But I've been one of those people that say, you know what? I'm not afraid of risk. Yeah. I'll take the risk. Yes. And the reward is gonna be better in the long run.
Yes. That's amazing, Chris. For the millions of people watching, can you lead them with something lasting, something that really change and help transform your life? What can you share?
I would share that, we only get one life to live, man. You only get one life to live. So do it to the best of your ability. Yeah. If you want to do real estate and you're one of those type of people that's been on the fence, do it. Yeah. Just step out there, and whatever you desire to do. I mean, you got the potential, you got the ability, you just got to believe in yourself. Yes. And like I said earlier, surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are going to push you to be better. They always say, bad company spoils good. Yes. So when you're hanging around with bad people, it has a bad effect on you. Yes. But when you hang around people like Andre, people like Garland, people like who's setting up this, who's running this today. Yes. Videographers, people in the real estate game that can really pour into you and in a way that's going to be beneficial. I think that goes a long way. Yeah. And I think that's what I would leave with the people. If you really want to be successful, all it takes is hard work. All it takes is dedication. And, the resources are available. You got the ability. Just do it.
Wow. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. I know for sure the millions of people watching would never be the same after hearing this message. It's nothing like taking a journey to get your degree and then build a business with your partners and then build your own business with construction and now causing major change in the community. It's like when you guys go and build your product, that neighborhood is never the same because your product is $1 million product in an up and coming gentrified area. Yeah. So thank you, Chris, for what you do.
Thank you, Andre.
Yes. So for the millions of people watching, we want to say thank you. We want to challenge you to say yes to new construction. Have you heard from Chris? He has gone through the journey of his ups and downs and transitioning from learning, growing, and now he has built an empire with himself and Garland. I want to challenge the millions of people to go after your goals and dreams. This is your season. This is your time to say yes. I want to challenge you to say yes to your vision. Not thy vision, but your vision. I want to thank you for saying yes to right now. We put off too long. No more putting off. Yes, I'm talking to you, the person who is watching us right now. I want to challenge you to say yes to my season. It's your season. And Chris, I want to say thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you at the top.
Hello, everyone. This is Andre Barra with the Yes to Real Estate podcast. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like and check out our other episodes right here on the Community Cultivator Network and the Yes to Real Estate podcast. See you at the top.